Hey folks, this is Kalani. Seeing as things are a little messy now with scheduling and having to pick up the pieces of me coming across to California, let's have a look at my add-ons, just so you guys have something to hold you over. And obviously quite a few people have been asking about it anyway, so we'll go through what makes up my little setup here. And it's really not all that impressive. I haven't really got all too many add-ons, but we'll have a quick look at them anyway. The first one, which is kind of obvious, is Xpearl. Now, Xpearl is actually really annoying because you can't get an updated version of Xpearl unless you look for beta drivers, and I believe beta drivers are still available on WowAce or WoW Interface, something akin to that. They could have removed them already, but essentially you need to get beta drivers if you want to use Xpearl. I know there is one in development called Zpearl. It seems to have a lot more issues than Xpearl, the beta driver, the beta files anyway. So, I mean, use that at your own risk, but I use it just to replace the default unit frames. I don't move them, I don't really do anything special with them. The 3D frame is really nice, and all the nice colour changes you can do are pretty cool. You can change a lot of things in here. So Xpearl gives you your unit frames, your party frames, your pet frames, and your raid frames. You can change almost anything about them. All of these options will change something in somewhat of a meaningful way. So, for example, I disable my player buffs on Xpearl so I can have them in the default area because I prefer that. But if I click on player buffs, they should, in a moment, had to close it, but they'll go under your unit frame. So you can actually change them, and you can have them above, you can have them below, you can pretty much change a lot of things here. You can turn off the 3D portrait, you can turn off pretty much anything you want. So you could turn it into something akin to shadow unit frames, but if you want something more simple, I'd suggest just using shadow unit frames. But you can change a lot of things here. So we could make the border a blue color and the background a nice pink, and that would change across all of your frames. So I probably shouldn't have done that, but let's have a little green tinge around here for Hunter. There we go, that's looking snazzy. So Xpearl lets you do basically what unit frame add-ons let you do, and change your unit frames. That's the one I used. You can still get a hold of it, but I'd pray that the guy who's making Zpearl will pick up the slack with some of the bugs going through, because that's the main reason why I don't use it. The next thing is my bars down here. Now you can use bartender or dominoes. I use dominoes, that's this one. I use it because it comes with a lot of extra things. You can move pretty much everything you want, including your cast bar if you so wish. But the nicest thing about dominoes, let's just grab one of these, is that instead of having to go through all the options for your add-ons, you can actually just right click on the bar, and then you can change it to quick paging, modifiers, targeting, show states, and advanced. So you got a lot more options here, basically at your fingertips. So what I like to do is take the spacing and padding out to make everything nice and compact, and then scale it down. You can do pretty much whatever you want from the options menu in Bartender simply by right clicking on a Domino's bar, so I think that's a lot more powerful. You can change how many buttons, the shape, everything there. And then if you want to disable any of them, you just give it a middle mouse click and it's gone. So that's what I use for dominoes. It also lets you keybind them very easily, so that's nice. The damage meter I have down here is recount. If you want to change anything to do with recount, it needs a little bit of work, but you can go into color in recount and change everything here. You want to change the alpha of things, you can get rid of the backgrounds, you can make it completely transparent and make it fit anywhere. I like to have a little bit of green for Hunter, so we just change that back. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There we go, we'll change that back. You can reset them if you're not happy. You can change all the bar colors, so I could turn Hunter to, let's remember where that is. We could change Hunter to white if you wanted to keep better track of where we are. I don't think you can change the color of you yourself, so That's maybe something that SCADA can do, which Recount can't. I mean, SCADA seems to be a lot better than it used to be, so that's another option there. And then I'll just piece this together kind of nicely into a UI which you can play about with. The dominoes lets you move everything. You can put the Recount wherever you want. You can make it fit, and then you can also move the unit frames if you so wish. Some quick little mentions, I guess. I use Bagnon to make a one-in, all-in-one, I guess, bag. So that's nice and neat, and you can play with that how you wish. This looks terrible if I get rid of Bagnon, but it looks relatively pretty with it, so I'm kind of happy with that. So let's have a quick look at Quartz. Now, this is a spell casting bar add-on. And you can change your focus casting bar, your target casting bar, and your pet casting bar. I have these three disabled because I'm not too interested in them. I probably should put the focus and target ones back on for high-end raiding, but we'll see what happens there. The player one I've made very thin and very long. We'll lock those again. So it just makes it nice, and I can make it fit to pretty much whatever you want. Right now I've got it to the size of my action bars down there, so it fits in really nicely, and you can change that basically to do what you want. It also has a swing timer, so I just shoot this rat. It has an auto attack timer, more commonly known as a swing timer for melee. Back when you actually have to, or had to, time your auto attacks. Oh, those were the days! But that's what makes up my UI. So if you have any questions or queries, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll try to get back to you. Remember to leave a like just below the video before you leave, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But apart from that, thanks for watching folks, good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.